Well, rumor mill everywhere. Let's just run through this. Everybody around the National Football League that I network with, and they come from all different angles, telling me that it looks like Tennessee has changed its mind, and Tennessee's going to take the quarterback at number one, Cam Ward, which means they're giving up on Will Levis, or Levis will be the backup quarterback. Cam Ward's worked out twice for Tennessee. He's thrown every type of pass there is. They think the kid has grown enormously, mentally and emotionally. He's played for 3 different schools. He started unrecruited at NAIA Incarnate Word, which became a Division II program. He went to Washington State, did really good things in the waning days of the Pac-12, and then wound up with the Miami Hurricanes, thrown 162 touchdown passes in his career. We hear Tennessee changed its mind. They're going to take him at number one. Cleveland is sitting there at number two. They're void of quarterbacks. They're evidently not going to take the Colorado quarterback. They're going to take the Colorado cornerback. Evidently, they're going to take Travis Hunter, who's a really, really fine football player. New York Giants at number three. They got 2 old quarterbacks, but maybe they're going to rent them for a year. Maybe they don't think the Colorado quarterback's the right guy. The Giants reportedly, and have met now twice with Abdul Carter, the great pass rusher of Penn State. Here's the intriguing story that just broke. The New England Patriots, that logo on the right-hand side of the screen, New England has informed people they're willing to trade out of the number 4 spot. Mike Vrabel has had a really good offseason in terms of veteran free agents. They're willing to drop down a couple of slots, still get a really good player. What they're doing is they're shopping number 4, saying, anybody behind us want Shedeur Sanders? We're willing to make a deal. Now, I don't think they want to drop from 4 down to 21, Pittsburgh's pick, but they're willing to trade back. In terms of the Steelers, really interesting. I mean, their name has been linked to Shedeur Sanders, and they have worked him out. But their name also over the weekend was linked to Jackson Dart of Ole Miss and Jalen Milroe, whose stock has bounced back, the quarterback from Alabama. There's a theory that Pittsburgh at 21 might take one of those 2 quarterbacks. Now, if Shedeur Sanders falls, or there's a chance to trade up to get Shedeur Sanders, would they do that, or would they take the Ole Miss quarterback or the other quarterback? The big issue is to go from 21, where Pittsburgh is, to go to New England's pick at 4. You'd have to pay a very steep price. I can't see the Steelers probably doing that. So keep an eye on this Pittsburgh storyline. They like Dart, and evidently Milroe has impressed an awful lot of people, though I thought he really had a shabby second half of the season. Big story off the field is in New Orleans. Derek Carr, legendary quarterback, has a degenerative shoulder issue, needs surgery, could miss the whole season. They got a massive salary cap problem with him. Now suddenly New Orleans is looking for a quarterback, and they're looking at Dart if he were available. They also just brought in Tyler Shuck, who was a star quarterback at Louisville on a really tough team that didn't play very well. Shuck's suddenly getting some reps by people that are very interested in him. And the last story is off the field in Miami. Tyreek Hill's in trouble with the NFL. Police had to come to his gated community home over the weekend. Another domestic incident involving Tyreek Hill. His wife has filed for divorce. He tried to take the child. We find out that she's accused him of gross infidelity. Tyreek Hill's got 12 kids by 5 different women. Wow. That's just absolutely amazing, stunning stuff. He's in trouble with the league because this is a multiple times that police have had to go investigate a domestic incident involving Tyreek Hill and his wife and little kids. I think he's going to get disciplined by the league, and it's amazing because he's such a great player, but his standards are different than normal society standards. 12 kids by 5 different women. He's got baby mamas all over the deep South.
It reminds me of Warren Cromartie.
Antonio Cromartie.
Pardon me.
Warren Cromartie is a baseball player.
Yeah.
Antonio Cromartie was the NFL defensive back with the Chargers and the Jets, who at one press conference was asked, can you name the names of all 12 of your kids? Because he had baby mamas all over the place too. He couldn't. Absolutely amazing. So, John, go ahead. Talk about the draft.
You know, what's interesting is in the beginning we said there were 2 quarterbacks, and that was really kind of it. And now we're seeing Cam Ward kind of surge. We're seeing Shedeur drop. And now everyone's looking at all the other options like Dart, et cetera. But one of the names that you put in the best 15 this morning was the McCord kid who was at Syracuse, Ohio State. What's the latest on him?
Pittsburgh worked him out last Friday, but he's not a first-round pick. He would probably be something in the second or third round. Kyle McCord's a 6'3" guy, pocket presence, throws the ball a lot, led the country, threw for almost 4,800 yards this past season at Syracuse, but throws a lot of interceptions. A lot of TDs, but a lot of interceptions. So that's a bit of a project right now. But, yeah, Pittsburgh has looked at him, but he's not a first-round pick. I'm not even sure he's a second-round pick. But he was at Ohio State, had one really good year with the Buckeyes, got caught in a shuffle, winds up at Syracuse, mystical year, came here in the Holiday Bowl, threw 5 or 6 touchdown passes, threw for 500-plus yards in the Holiday Bowl. But history is he throws a lot of interceptions because he's late with balls, et cetera. So we'll see. He gets picked probably third round. I don't know if it's going to be Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh did bring him in.
Yeah, it's like Pittsburgh and the Giants are the two that you can't figure out what's going on. But isn't Aaron Rodgers going to go somewhere?
He could go anywhere he wants if he'd make the decision, but that's not happened.
Weird.
Yeah, and, the Giants have already got 2 quarterbacks under contract. They got Jameis Winston. They got Russell Wilson. So I don't know where Aaron Rodgers, if he doesn't go to Pittsburgh, where's he going to go? And at what price?
Well, it was Minnesota was the other alternative, wasn't it?
But he called them, and they talked to him 3 times, and there's been no offer. And Minnesota, for the most part, seems to be willing to put all their eggs in the basket of J.J. McCarthy, who they now say is ahead of the curve in the rehab from the meniscus surgery and is going to be cleared to take part in all the OTA workouts.
And then the other quarterback you had mentioned, was it Kenny Pickett?
Yes.
With the Browns?
Yes.
And there was another quarterback there that they're like both backup types.
Yep. Yeah, well, but Cleveland said Pickett's going to be the guy, and they just re-signed Joe Flacco.
That Flacco, that's the one.
He's got 200,000 miles, and he did coming off the street last year. He kind of played well for them a couple of years ago, and he played well in Indy. But he's 41, 42 years of age. He's not going to go very far, I don't think, with Joe Flacco. So we're a week and a half out. We're going to do a lot more about the NFL draft. You're into pro football. Feel free, jump on board. Fans Forum chat box is open.